Some of our favorite on-screen enemies are actual real-life besties. While some actors can't stand each other, many actors choose to live with their fellow cast members. Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams were so close they started excluding the rest of the Game of Thrones cast, and some Outer Banks Pogues and Kooks decided to spend quarantine together.
I just made a breakfast sandwich, alright?
No, you didn't. You ordered it.
As Betty Cooper and Cheryl Blossom on Riverdale, these two don't exactly see eye to eye. But behind the scenes, Lili, Reinhart, and Madelaine Paetsh were actually living as roommates for a time. During the first season, they stayed together while filming in Vancouver. Lili says she knows Madelaine always has her back, and admits they spend a lot of time talking about their personal lives and romantic relationships. So apparently, there's exciting gossip going on behind the scenes on Riverdale. They even got together for some quarantine crafts and helped teach their fans how to tie-dye.
I have social anxiety as well, as you know. That's why we get along so well.
That's why we live together.
Jacob Elordi's Nate Jacobs isn't exactly the best-loved character on Euphoria, and he and Zendaya's Rue Bennett aren't exactly besties.
It's kind of this protagonist-antagonist kind of thing.
But the on-screen tensions disappear backstage, where the cast members are incredibly close with one another.
We were like a tight-knit family, so we spent so many hours on set.
When they're not pretending to be Rue and Nate, these two were so close that many fans think they're more than just friends. Jacob did tell GQ Australia that Zendaya is like his sister, in addition to being an amazing creative. But they were also spotted looking cozy in New York City. And is Jacob kissing her head in this pic? Maybe he meant little sister in the Game of Thrones way. And speaking of that famous fantasy franchise,
I didn't betray Rob. I didn't betray our entire family for my beloved Joffrey.
Game of Thrones stars Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams went through a phase when they might have been a little bit too close. Sisters Sansa and Arya Stark didn't get along for most of the show, but backstage was totally different. But they were so determined to pack in as much friendship time as possible that they were accidentally ignoring their other co-stars. Whoops. They grew up together and were ecstatic when their characters finally found their way back to each other, and they could reunite on set. Not that the rest of the cast was necessarily as enthusiastic as they were.
Oh, I don't think anyone liked it other than us.
How many episodes of Victorious did it take for Tori Vega and Jade West to become kind of friends? They were caught up in a rivalry over Jade's boyfriend, Beck Oliver. But behind the scenes, Victoria Justice and Elizabeth Gillies were surprisingly close. They even used quarantine to reconnect with their other Victorious co-stars, including Ariana Grande, Matt Bennett, and more over a Zoom call. Liz also said she'd be open to the possibility of a Victorious reunion, as long as the original cast was involved.
Yes. That's something that I always said I would clear my schedule for.
Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning worked together on The Runaways, but are better known for their appearances in the massively popular Twilight franchise. Edward may have been crazy about Bella, but Volturi agent Jane, not so much. When Dakota introduced Kristen at Elle's Women in Hollywood Awards in 2016, she described her friendship with Kristen as one of the most special bonds in her life, and said she'd been a constant supportive presence since the two of them met. She said Kristen has always encouraged her to be herself, and it's clear the two of them are incredibly close.
Most of all, I admire the woman I have watched you become.
We know Voldemort is the big baddie of the Harry Potter series, but it's certainly easy to hate on Draco Malfoy, who's no angel either. In real life, Tom couldn't be more unlike Draco, as evidenced by the fact that he's so close with the cast. Would Draco have ever been seen hanging out with Neville Longbottom? Well, Matthew Lewis and Tom are actually good friends, so much so that they love to tease each other on social media. When Tom complained about aging, Matthew piped up with, "Speak for yourself, lad," a reference to Matthew's famous glow-up. Good friends support each other, but true friends know how to tease each other too.
Would you lick my dark mark lollipop?
No, I'm alright, thanks.
Alright, I'll save that one for later on, I think.
Sharpay and Gabriella were rivals in the High School Musical franchise, and Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens have managed to stay friends since the series ended. Vanessa describes Ashley as a loyal person and says she fully expects them to be friends forever. Even when they can't get together, they find ways to stay in touch, like when Vanessa posted a TikTok duet alongside Ashley's performance of "We're All in This Together."
Break a leg. In theater, that means good luck.
When Taylor Swift chose Selena Gomez to appear in the music video for Bad Blood, it was because they were actually friends rather than enemies. They've been pals for over a decade, and Selena says they clicked instantly when they met through their then boyfriends, Joe and Nick Jonas. Selena also claims Taylor taught her how she should be treated by guys, while Taylor says she could never forgive someone for hurting Selena. Apparently, they've gone through similar experiences in their dating lives and were able to support each other through these hard times.
Oh, look who it is.
Yeah, it's me.
Dove Cameron's Mal is the star of the Descendants franchise, but there's one fellow cast member she admits to being jealous of, and it just so happens to be one of her good friends. We're talking about Sarah Jeffery, whose character Princess Audrey got to go full-on evil in the third movie. Dove admits to being envious that Sarah got to go all out, while Dove had to be the much more responsible protagonist. But it seems there are no hard feelings, since Dove, Sarah, and the rest of the Descendants cast are super close.
It's been 4 years now, and we've made lifelong friends.
Steve Harrington on Stranger Things proves that sometimes life is hard for the handsome, popular guy. Well, especially when Demogorgons are involved. He was dumped by his girlfriend Nancy Wheeler, who immediately started dating Jonathan Byers, the guy she told him not to worry about. And in real life, Natalia Dyer and Charlie Heaton are a couple, who have been spotted on a double date with Joe Keery and his girlfriend, Maika Monroe. Joe and Natalia are good friends, and claim their relationship makes enduring red carpets a lot easier.
When you don't know what to say, you can just look at each other and laugh.
Harry Potter fans know Hermione and Draco aren't exactly pals, but behind the scenes, Emma Watson has admitted that Tom Felton was her first crush. Apparently, the two of them talked about it and she got over it by the third movie, or at least that's what they claim. Their co-star Rupert Grint claimed there was a spark between them, and Tom and Emma do spend a lot of time together, including the time they took a vacation in South Africa. They're so close, it's no wonder there's no shortage of dating rumors concerning their relationship.
Could you ever see the two of them together?
Yeah, I could. There was always something.
You think
A
so?
little bit of a spark.
In Outer Banks, there's a divide between the wealthy kooks and the working-class pogues. But regardless of whether you're a kook or a pogue, pretty much everyone agrees RAF Cameron is kind of the worst. Good thing Drew Starkey is nothing like his character, and got incredibly close to his fellow cast members while working on the show.
It was one of the greatest crews and cast combinations I've ever worked with on a set.
He even spent some time in quarantine with them, including his good friend, Rudy Pankow, who plays JJ, one of RAF's many, many enemies. This quarantine crew also included Madelaine Klein and Chase Hudson, who claim there may also have been blanket forts involved in this situation.
You cooking?
Heck yeah, I'm cooking. You want some?
No.
Justin Prentice portrayed Bryce Walker on 13 Reasons Why, and he wasn't exactly a hit with his fellow Liberty High students, to say the least. At least, he wasn't by the time season 3 rolled around. One of his many enemies was Zach Dempsey, who happened to be played by Justin's good friend, and have even joked about starting a holiday-themed boy band with fellow 13 Reasons Why cast members Timothy Granaderos and Tyler Barnhart.
All right, Ross, you got something real special for Justin.
Yeah.
Let's just say that Rey and Kylo Ren had a complicated relationship in the Star Wars franchise. They may have started out as enemies, but Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver have always been supportive of each other. Adam and Daisy aren't sure how Reyla would work out, but they do know that they're real-life BFFs.
It's easy to be in scenes with her because I could listen to her, all day.
Michael B. Jordan played the villain Eric Killmonger Stevens in Black Panther, but he couldn't resist getting close to his castmate, Lupita Nyong'o, who plays Nakia. Not only are they great friends, but they had a secret bet going, and at one point, Michael had to do a push-up whenever Lupita requested one, including at a fashion show.
I had to get down there and give her a push-up.
These two have a fun and playful partnership that they insist is strictly platonic. Lili Reinhart and Madelaine Peetsh aren't the only Riverdale cast members who have spent time as roommates. Despite decades of animosity between their comic book characters Archie and Reggie, KJ Apa and Charles Melton are roomies. These two are great friends and who aren't afraid to say I love you in public or on the red carpet. KJ even said he would marry Charles if he had to pick a Riverdale cast member to commit to.
If I were to marry one of them, I would probably marry Charles.
On the set of Spider-Man: Far From Home, Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal learned to appreciate each other.
Hey, I'm Spider-Man.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Spider-Man and Mysterio may have had their differences, but these two stars admit to missing each other while they are apart. Being trapped in a labyrinth a la The Maze Runner would be a nightmare, but it would be slightly less awful to be stuck there with a friend. Thomas and Gally may not be besties, but the same can't be said for Dylan O'Brien and Will Poulter. Dylan claims they're good friends off screen, and even on set, they constantly check in on each other to make sure they're feeling okay.
It's the politest fight you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Just full of sorries and my bad.
Lena Headey and Peter Dinklage were BFFs before they played sparring siblings Cersei and Tyrion Lannister on Game of Thrones. In fact, Peter was the one who convinced the producers that Lena would make the perfect evil queen. They bunked with each other during filming, and have remained close for many years. According to Amy Richardson, who played Marcella Baratheon, their fun back and forth made things more relaxed for everyone on set. Okay, so maybe Daenerys Targaryen and the wildling Ygritte never had a chance to meet on Game of Thrones, but it's safe to say they wouldn't exactly have gotten along. But behind the scenes, Emilia Clarke and Rose Leslie are pals who even went on vacation together. Emilia is also close with Rose's husband, Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow, the ex of both Daenerys and Ygritte on the show.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Could you tell that these on-screen enemies didn't really hate each other? Or were you surprised to learn their behind-the-scene friendships? Are there any stars you think should be best friends? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more new videos from us here at The Things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.